Hello and welcome everyone. If you're looking to transform your life one small step at a time, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into the groundbreaking book Atomic Habits by James Clear. This isn't just any book review, it's a journey through 10 life-changing lessons that can revolutionize the way you approach your daily habits. Whether you're struggling to maintain consistency in your routines, or you're on the lookout for strategies to build effective and long-lasting habits, these 10 lessons from Atomic Habits are tailor-made for you. We'll explore how tiny changes can lead to remarkable results and why your identity plays a crucial role in habit formation. So grab your notepad and let's embark on this transformative journey together. And if you find this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this, ready to reshape your life, one habit at a time. Let's get started. Our journey begins with the lesson centered around the principle of marginal gains. Contrary to popular belief, this theory doesn't advocate for perceivable overnight transformations. Rather, it proposes a more sustainable route to success, that of making percent enhancement every single day. This may seem insignificant on a daily scale, but imagine it for a moment. Imagine that every single day you make a tiny improvement. You do something a little better, understand something a bit deeper, or simply become a bit more efficient. These seemingly insignificant changes, these minute enhancements, are like drops of water making an ocean. Alone, they seem almost futile. But when you give them time, they start coming together, slowly yet steadily, forming a vast sea of improvement. It's like collecting pennies. A single penny might seem worthless, but collect a penny a day, and at the end of the year, you'd have 365 of them. Suddenly, it doesn't so insignificant anymore. Change, after all, doesn't have to be monumental. It's often the little things that make the biggest difference. Such is the power of what we like to call incremental improvements. Small, regular changes given enough time compound layer upon layer, gradually forming something much larger, much more significant. This, my friends, is the transformative power of incremental improvements. The second lesson unveils the importance of systems over goals. Goals are those shiny, glittering endpoints we all like to focus on, the ultimate vision of success that we strive to accomplish. They are the targets, the achievements, the dreams we set for ourselves. They represent the outcomes, the rewards that we desire to obtain. Goals are about the results we want to achieve. However, there's a counterpart to goals, often overlooked but equally crucial, if not more so. That counterpart is systems, the often unglamorous behind-the-scenes process that propels us towards our goals. Systems are the detailed plans, the day-to-day actions, and the consistent habits that we form in our journey. They include the small steps you take every day, the routines you follow, the disciplines maintain, and the hard work you put in. Systems are about the processes that lead to those results. They're the daily grind, the continual effort, the constant striving. By focusing on the system, you ensure consistent progress regardless of the end goal. It is the continuous commitment to your system that will drive you closer to your goal, irrespective of what that goal may be. The third lesson introduces us to the habit loop, a fundamentally important concept that acts as a framework for understanding how our habits work. This loop comprises of 4 crucial stages that interact with each other. It's like a circle that continuously spins, driving our actions and behaviors in a cyclical way. The first step is the cue. This is essentially a trigger that prompts our brain to start a particular behavior. These cues can be anything from an environmental stimulus to an internal emotional state. They are the starting point, the spark that initiates the loop. Next comes the stage of craving. Craving is the motivational force behind every habit. Every cue is linked to a craving for a change in state. It's the desire that drives us, the feeling we get when we see a delicious piece of cake, or the sense of peace we yearn for in a quiet moment. This leads us to the response, which is the actual behavior or action we perform. It's the doing part of the loop. It could be physical, like going for a run, mental, like solving a puzzle, or emotional, like responding to a loved one. The final stage is the reward. The reward is the end goal of every habit. It's the outcome that satisfies the craving and thus closes the loop. Rewards can be as simple as the taste of the cake we craved for, or the peaceful feeling we desired. Understanding this loop is crucial to forming new habits or breaking old ones. It's the blueprint that helps us to understand how we can change our behaviors or reinforce positive habits in our lives, making it an essential component of this third lesson. The fourth lesson emphasizes the power of association in habit formation. This lesson takes a deep dive into understanding how we are tied to our habits by the environments we inhabit, and how these environments serve as a backdrop for our behavioral patterns. Habits, it explores, are like a second nature to us. They're not just routines that we follow, they're tied intricately to the very surroundings we find ourselves. Every habit you hold dear or despise is likely influenced by the environment you are in or were in when you picked up the habit. The vignettes we find ourselves in, the smells we inhale, and the sights we behold often serve as triggers for our habits. These triggers form the foundation of our behavioral patterns and play an essential role in the formation as well as in the of habits. This lesson puts forth the idea that by altering our environment, we can manipulate these triggers. Exchanging an unhealthy environment for a healthy one can be the first step towards transforming our routines and rewriting our narratives. The power of association, as we see, plays a crucial part in our lives. It binds our habits to the context we find ourselves in. Therefore, understanding this power can provide us with the tools we need to make positive changes. By changing the environment, you can make it easier to adopt new habits or let go of the unwanted ones. The fifth lesson introduces the intriguing concept of the 2-minute rule. This rule, a psychological trick, suggests that if a new habit you want to adopt takes less than 2 minutes to perform, you should commence your journey towards self-improvement with that quick, doable action. It's a fascinating concept, simple in its construction, but profound in its implications. The logic behind the 2-minute rule is that every new skill you aim to develop, or a new habit you aspire to cultivate, more often than not, has a simple action as its starting point. This action can be so straightforward and quick that it can be completed within the span of 2 minutes. It's a rule that draws from the understanding of human psychology. Our minds are naturally resistant to the idea of change, especially sudden, drastic change. We have a predisposition towards maintaining what is familiar and comfortable, and that makes the introduction of new habits a challenging endeavor. However, the 2-minute rule acts as an effective countermeasure to this inherent resistance. It helps us overcome the inertia of our old ways by making the new change seem small and manageable. Starting a new habit is often the hardest part, and by reducing the initial task to a 2-minute action, we make the first step less daunting, making it more likely that we'll stick with the new habit. This rule also helps us to break down complex habits into easy-to-manage tasks. Think about it. Every long journey begins with a simple, singular step. Once you've successfully taken that first step, it's easier to take the next and the next. Gradually, you'll find yourself progressing towards the bigger goal without being overwhelmed by its magnitude. This strategy is an effective way to trick your mind, to coax it into accepting change. Over time, these 2-minute actions will evolve into habits, firmly ingrained in your daily routines. So, using the 2-minute rule to kickstart your journey towards new habits is an easy, efficient method to bring about positive change in your life. This strategy helps overcome resistance and kickstarts the new habit. The 6th lesson introduces the concept of habit stacking. For those who are unfamiliar, habit stacking is a method developed by productivity experts to increase efficiency and effectiveness in our day-to-day routines. It may sound complicated, but trust me, it's quite straightforward once you understand the basics. Habit stacking revolves around the principle of linking. This essentially means connecting a new habit that you wish to develop to an already established habit in your daily routine. You might be wondering why this approach. The reason is, our brain naturally functions in patterns and associations. When we associate something new with something familiar, our brain immediately makes the connection, making it easier for us to remember and adopt the new habit. Let me illustrate this with an example. Suppose you have a habit of drinking coffee first thing in the morning and you want to start meditating daily. You can stack these habits by meditating immediately after you finish your morning coffee. This way, every time you drink coffee, your brain will remind you to meditate next. By using this method, you don't have to struggle to remember to meditate every day. The act of finishing your coffee will automatically prompt you to start meditating. This method is not limited to just one new habit. You can stack multiple habits together, creating a chain of productive actions leading to a better you. Habit stacking is more than just a productivity tool. It's a life-changing strategy that can help you become the best version of yourself. It's about making small changes in your routine that add up to significant results over time. This involves linking a new habit to an existing one, making it easier to remember and implement. The 7th lesson delves into the role of identity in habit formation. This instructive and insightful chapter of our journey throws light on the mechanism of the human psyche and its correlation with habits we form. It underscores how our profound sense of self significantly guides our behavior and actions, particularly when it comes to forming and maintaining habits. You see, we are often more inclined to commit to and sustain a habit aligns or resonates with our self-perception. Our identity, the way we perceive ourselves, is a powerful determinant in this regard. It serves as our internal guiding system, influencing our choices and decisions, be it consciously or subconsciously. So, what's the implication of this? It's simple. By gaining a clear understanding of who you want to be, you can refine the process of habit formation. Once you have a clear-cut definition of your desired identity, you can, and deliberate efforts to inculcate habits that directly support it. This could be anything from adopting a healthier lifestyle if you aspire to be fit, to spending more time reading if you aim to be more learned. Remember, this is not a one-time task. Defining your identity is a dynamic process, one that should evolve with your progression in life. As you grow and mature, your identity might change, causing a shift in your habits as well. Reiterating the key essence of this lesson, start by defining who you want to be, and then adopt the habits that support this identity. The 8th lesson underlines the power of immediate rewards. This critical concept emerges from a wealth of research in the field of psychology and human behavior. It's not just about the worth of the reward, but the timing of it that plays a pivotal role in habit formation and retention. What's particularly interesting is the fact that this simple technique is fundamentally wired into our brains. From early humans learning to hunt and gather, to modern-day students studying for exams, rewards that come immediately after an action are incredibly powerful. They serve as a compelling reinforcement, nudging us towards repeating the same behavior in the future. Think about it. When you hit a bullseye on a dartboard and your friends cheer, you're more likely to take another shot, aren't you? Every time we receive a reward, our brain releases dopamine, a neurotransmitter that makes us feel good. This creates a positive feedback loop in our minds, associating the action with a pleasant feeling. It's no surprise then that when the reward is immediate, it has a much stronger impact on our behavior. The phenomenon is not just limited to personal habits. In fact, it has wide-ranging implications in fields such as education, business, and even healthcare. Teachers can use immediate rewards to motivate students, businesses can incentivize employees, and health professionals can encourage patients to stick to their treatment plans. In essence, the power of immediate rewards is immense and universal. It can make any mundane task enjoyable, thereby making it more likely for the behavior to become a habit. Positive reinforcement immediately after performing a habit can make it more enjoyable and therefore more likely to stick. The 9th lesson zeroes in on the critical role that accountability plays in the process of habit formation. It throws light on the concept that we often overlook while trying to incorporate new habits or amend old ones. It's easy to underestimate the power of accountability, but in reality, it is one of the key components that can make or break our journey towards habit formation. When we talk about accountability, we're talking about an external force that assesses our progress and pushes us towards our goals. May they be related to personal development or professional growth. Having someone or something to hold you accountable can create a whole new world of motivation and commitment, the kind you may have not felt before. Imagine having a friend or a mentor, someone who is aware of the habits you're trying to cultivate. This person keeps you on track, reminding you of your commitments when you're on the verge of slacking. becoming a force that propels you forward. The fear of letting this person down or not meeting their expectations fuels your commitment. This kind of external pressure can serve as a powerful motivator, especially when internal motivation is running low. It can make us resilient during the tough times, make us push harder, and make us more committed to our habits. Accountability isn't just about having someone observe us. It's about owning up to our progress and recognizing the areas we need to work on. When we have someone or something holding us accountable, we can be better at tracking our progress, identifying our weaknesses, and steadily working towards overcoming them. Having someone to hold you accountable can make you more committed to your habits. Finally, the 10th lesson underscores the unparalleled significance of patience. Try to understand, habits are not the kind of thing that can just be formed overnight. Instead, they are the result of relentless repetition, the result of repeated behaviors carried out with the utmost patience and time. Drawing on the analogy of a sculptor, consider each of your habits as a masterpiece. Each day you chip away at the stone, you are sculpting your habit, your behavior. A sculptor doesn't transform a block of stone into a statue in one day. It involves a steady, persistent effort. Similarly, habits are built over time with consistency, a steady rhythm, and most importantly, an abundance of patience. It's a slow and steady process, which requires a tremendous level of dedication and continuity. The truth of the matter is, it's not about achieving perfection in one day. It's not about making monumental strides overnight. It's about recognizing the power of incremental progress, of growing a little every day. It's about accepting that change is a process. It's about understanding that success is built on the foundation of small, consistent efforts. Every day, as you wake up with the sunrise, strive to be 1% better than you were the day before. This seemingly insignificant improvement can compound over time, leading to significant changes over the long term. This is the true meaning of patience. This is the power of patience. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about being 1% better every day. And there you have it, the 10 key lessons from James Clear's Atomic Habits. These lessons, soaked in wisdom, provide the roadmap to personal improvement and success. By truly understanding and diligently applying them to your daily routine, you have the opportunity to exploit the immense potential of habits. They have the power to bring about a significant metamorphosis in your life, shaping you into a better individual. So, what's holding you back? The journey towards self-improvement starts right now, right where you are. Always remember, it's the little alterations in our routines that can eventually culminate into incredible outcomes. If video has enlightened you, please don't hesitate to show your appreciation by liking and sharing. Also, subscribe to stay updated with our latest empowering content. We remain committed to delivering insightful videos that help you unlock your full potential. Until next time, continue growing, keep striving for improvement, and keep nurturing those atomic habits. Through persistence and patience, you will witness the remarkable transformation they can bring about in your life.